And welcome. What episode is this? Hold on, let's do that again. I fucking have no idea. What are we on? 8? We were rolling and then we've gone to like bi-weekly now.
Let me check the fucking podcast.
You know what I mean? First time I had to use a rubber.
We're at...
Our last one was Roberts and the implosion, right?
What do you call this? Oh, we're on 8. Yeah, that's right. 8.
This is 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep rolling.
Right.
It.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you, wherever you may be.
And welcome back to Screwballs the Podcast, episode 8. I'm your host, Jake Gallo, along with Brian.
Yeah.
This is producer Brian, as we call him. We just started this intro and we had to stop because I fucking forgot what episode we were on.
Both forgot. I had to look it up.
And we had to look up on our own podcast. So life's been taken over, you know.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? Hopefully everything's good. You know, there's not much going on in the world to speak of, right? Other than dumb shit like politics and all kinds of dumb shit. So we don't focus on that here. You guys know that. We're complete bullshit.
We're waiting until the next billionaires die.
Yes, exactly. That's pretty much what we do. Let's wait for the next stupid fucking rich person to do a dumb stunt and kill themselves, and we'll just talk about it.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. You know, I've noticed other baseball like fucking channels on YouTube or shows. It's not even a person. I mean, it's a person that does it, but they don't do anything like... They give you fucking stats. That's the boringest shit. And they get like fucking 300,000 views because that's all people care about. They don't care about the underside. Or you'll have good podcasts with like real baseball players telling their stories, which we're eventually going to try and get some fuckers on here. But, you know, we'll cover everything stupid. And it's baseball themed. So I hope you guys are enjoying the off topics. And baseball's got tons of shit to talk about. But it's all the things that happens in life around to baseball players. Like Lenny. Lenny's the perfect example. We love Lenny because if you really think about the shit that guy's done in his life and why we talk about him, you think like, oh, these guys clown Lenny Dykstra all the time. That's not really what we're doing. We're fucking fascinated by Lenny Dykstra, and you should be too. If you look at that dude's whole body of work in every aspect of his life, from criminal to baseball, that dude's done a lot of shit. Like he's like the Charlie Sheen of baseball.
Yeah,
like, totally. Do you know? And Lenny was good. Lenny Dykstra was a good fucking player. He could play baseball. Like everyone knew that.
He's got the stats to back it up.
No, he was fucking solid. Lenny was very, so the idea that someone not only made the major leagues, was successful, won championships, you know, winning player. And, no, dude, but seriously, he had a good fucking baseball career. And then he got into all kinds of bullshit. And you guys, we've talked about it. You guys know, but to do all the shit, he's like a cockroach. He keeps going and he loves it. He brags about it and talks about it. He is a fucking special person, dude. Like he's one of a kind, dude. Lenny's like the, anti-hero punk rock baseball player guy who's done tons of shit. He's been a multi-millionaire. He's done drugs. He's been to prison. You name it. He's trashed mansions. He didn't give a fuck, dude. He's lost his teeth. He's won world championships, dude. Like,
he's an 80s
think
metal
about
band.
that, dude. Yeah, dude. He's an 80s metal band. Lenny should have been the lead singer for like fucking Poison or something,
Motley
dude.
Crue.
Motley Crue. I know. Fuck Vince Neil. You guys should have had Lenny Dykstra in there, dude. Lenny, you imagine fucking Motley Crue with Lenny Dykstra at the helm, dude? With Vince Neil as a baseball player. We're going to do a new game here. Is there any way we can get people to call in so we can do shit like on the...
If we did it live...
We could do a live version. I'm just saying, there would be a fun fucking game. I did this on stage the other night. It came into my head. I'm like, fuck, I should do this on the podcast if we ever do anything like that. There's a fun game to play where you just drop names. You're all country music star or fucking middle reliever. I'll give you one right now. Brad Hand.
Brad Hand. Who's that?
Middle relief. Don't look it up, motherfucker. You're not looking up shit. Brad Hand, is it a country star or is it a fucking middle reliever?
It's got to be a middle reliever. Brad Hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a middle reliever.
Okay, you got that one.
Yeah. I'd never heard.
Trace Adkins. Gotcha on that one, huh? It takes a minute.
That's pretty close. I'm going to say middle reliever.
No, country star.
What?
He's going to be at the Ventura County Fair this year.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Let me think of another one. Luke Bell.
Oh, that's got to be a country star.
You got it. I got to get a fucking list. But I
That's funny.
You think of it like Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
I mean, lucky he's famous so people would know enough. Like, I don't even follow New Country. I know who he is. Mm-hmm. But think about it. That's like the same. That's Brad Paisley. Sounds like a middle reliever for the Colorado Rockies, dude. It's exactly. What's the fucking closer for the Arizona Diamondbacks? The guy with the mullet and the fucking Fu Manchu. That guy looks like a country singer, and his name is like perfect for one too. Oh, it's Andrew Chafin, the fucking closer for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Tell me that dude ain't a country star.
Who's that?
Look him up first of all. Let's see his fucking picture. Look at him, dude.
Who's that guy from Eastbound and Down?
That's exactly who I thought of, dude. When I thought of Andrew Chafin, he looks like fucking the dude from Eastbound and Down, Kenny Powers, dude.
Powers,
That's Kenny Powers. Tell me that ain't fucking Kenny Powers right there, dude. This is a new game we're doing, dude. Relief pitcher or country singer? Andrew Chafin, right?
It sounds just
What's
like
the guy that Charlie Crockett just opened for? Tyler Childers or whatever? That sounds like a fucking closer for like Seattle or something. Like, some fucking boring ass like American League West team. The American League Central had the worst division in baseball. They got some fucking no-namers. Luke Bryan. That sounds like a pitcher, dude.
Yeah.
Right? That's a tough game. We're going to do this shit. What do you guys think of that game? Comment below. Winning player.
Player.
What we're saying here is like, would you guys do that game? We'll just get a bunch of random country fucking singers. How about Porter Cole?
It's got to be a middle reliever.
How about Cole Porter? Taking people with two first names like Ron Jeremy. Second, Tom Byron. Any porn star. James Dean. No, that's right.
That's a porn star.
No, his name is Dean James. I love when they do that. They'll take like a fucking iconic American actor and they just flop the names. Okay, so this episode, what do we got on the grill tonight? What's on the fucking menu today? We got, we're going to be talking a little bit about the trade deadline. Not very interesting, but I got some questions and thoughts on it. What do you guys maybe think about it? Not that you can respond. Some of the new rules in baseball and how I think the one where going to first base, throwing over for pickoff moves, they limited it. That one bothers me the most. It couldn't be easier to steal fucking bases in today's game. We'll get into that. At one point, we're going to talk about, this is great. I love this subject. We're going to talk about our generation. I'm 47. So anyone that's from like 55 to 35, is that good? I'd say
that's
that 20-year gap. There's a lot of movies we all grew up to before porn was in your phone or you had phones, you had to steal fucking Betamax videos or VHS tapes from the liquor store. This was even before that. You had to stay up late and hope you had HBO late night or Skinamax VHF fucking thing, and it would be all fuzzy and you'd get like the tracking on the TV. You could see like tits bouncing. There were certain movies though, right? That you would, so we're going to talk about the movies that like, and you and your friends would stay up late to watch them for one scene that maybe you would see 5 to 10 seconds of a tit. And at that age, that was everything. That's what you would jerk off to. So we're going to get into those movies. And then we're also going to get into some just later headlines. I have a good question. Have you guys heard about this? Bonus holes. Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. If you haven't heard about it, we've all heard of glory holes, Brian, right?
Not me.
Oh, that's where I met my ex-wife.
Good.
But anyway.
Bonus holes going viral.
Yeah, bonus holes is what we're going to be talking about later. So first on the list here, let's talk about the Major League Baseball trade deadline is coming up soon here by the 30th. I believe it's either August 1st or July 30th. It's basically in another week. So you have one more week. And if you guys are familiar, a lot of teams, obviously the trade deadline, are right on the brink. They don't know if they're just going to completely bottom out for the season and this, all right, this didn't work out as we planned. We got some big name players that we can dish off to other teams that need it for the pennant race, and we'll get something in return for next year in the future. If you're familiar with that, that's basically how it works. So a lot of teams that are borderline deciding, I don't know, should we sell or buy right now? So a lot of that's going on. One of the biggest teams that's in that position, and everyone's talking about it because they have probably the best all-around baseball player in modern day era so far. in Shohei Ohtani. We're talking about the Angels. You guys know. Fucking Angels suck. They're fucking terrible. They always been terrible. A lot of it is their owner. Artie Moreno is a piece of shit. He should have been on one of our worst owners because this guy's terrible. You know what he does is he'll spend money on names, not necessarily like he'll go out. Well, who's the big guy? He went and did that Albert Pujols. Remember that shit deal? 10 years, 250 million. Dude, he was sweet for about 3-4 years there. I mean, Albert's always good, but they never built around him. They had Trout, Pujols, all these young guys, Upton, and he never went and got pitchers. Like Artie Moreno will stack the offense, not realizing that pitching and defense wins championships. If you know anything about baseball, you should fucking know that. Like the thing is with Shohei Ohtani is the Angels are 1 game over 500. They're like 4 games out of the wild card. So it's like they could either really bottom out and drift off and not make it, or they could really put a charge into it and possibly make the playoffs. But here's the problem they face. Do they keep Shohei Ohtani and try and make a playoff run? And then fall short. And here's what'll happen. You think, oh, so what? Shohei Ohtani's a free agent next year. He's not going to re-sign with the Angels. No fucking way. He's already made it clear he wants to fucking win, and he's leaving because that guy doesn't do shit. So everyone's like, so what? So keep him there and try and win with him. Well, you have him now, and he's worth a tremendous amount of fucking trade value. If a team really wants him now and offered the Angels, hey, we'll give you our 4 top prospects and 2 major leaguers right now that are mediocre for Shohei Ohtani, the Angels would be smart, in my opinion, to do that because they're going to lose him next year. He's not going, he's not, you're going to get nothing for him. He's just going to walk and go to another fucking team. He's not signing with you. So why not go, all right, fuck it. Here, unload him to a team, get 4 new, like, really good prospects to build the team around. You still have Trout. You still have Rendon, who might be healthy. He's a joke. Fuck the Angels. But anyway, they're awful, dude.
They haven't won a World Series since
they've been in like 3 playoff games in Trout's whole career. It's fucking awful. Artie Moreno sucks. But, so do you see the dilemma they face? But here's the thing. Artie Moreno is so fucking delusional, he's not going to unload Shohei. He's going to think, no, we're going to push this thing. We're going to make the playoffs. We're going to surprise everyone. No, you're not. You don't have the pitching.
Yeah.
You have Shohei to pitch. He's good. Who else did you sign? The Dodgers dropping the bucket 1-year wonder Tyler Anderson from last year. He's mediocre as shit. I don't even know how their bullpen is. I don't see the Angels doing shit. If I were the Angels or Artie Moreno, but he's an idiot, unload him, get a bunch of prospects. Someone's told me a plan where they were thinking, hey, unload him, get a bunch of prospects and guys back. And then they said to hire, I forgot who it was. They were talking about bring this dude in to manage the team. Super good. And he's a younger. Anyway, and they said within 4 or 5 years, you'll win a World Series. Yeah. Like if you get back 4 top prospects, you still have an aging Trout and these guys, you start building the club around it. Within 3 to 5 years, you're going to be super competitive. Or you just let Shohei walk and you try and gun it this year, knowing that this is your swan song and you're going out.
Can you imagine Shohei if the Dodgers got Shohei?
That's the rumor. That's the rumor. Everybody's basically saying, oh, the Dodgers are getting him.
But I don't think so. Look at this Dodgers proposal. The Angels would get Bobby Miller, Diego Cartaya, Michael Bush, Nick Nastrini, Kyle Hurt.
Michael Bush is pretty good, and he's young. He may turn into something. Yeah. Bobby Miller's got a shitload of potential. He's the main one that you're looking at. Right there. But that's for this year. If I'm the Dodgers, I don't worry about this year. They knew what they were doing in the offseason last year when they didn't make any big signings. They're trying to save their pocket money because the offseason, they know Shohei is going to be available. So that's where they're putting all their eggs in one basket is what I think they're doing. I wouldn't give up Bobby Miller this year with and Michael Bush and those Diego Cartaya is supposed to be the hot shit new catcher. But we got Will Smith, and Will Smith ain't going anywhere for at least 5 years. Dude.
He just sucks at hitting. He just not
who?
Austin Barnes.
He's fucking hitting 90 this year. 90. He's had like 100 at bats, dude.
That's what I'm thinking about.
And he has fucking 9 fucking hits or like something like that. It's fucking brutal. No, Will Smith he made the All-Star team this year. He's the first year making it. He hits bombs. Will's great. Bad enough that Will Smith's slapping people. He got mixed up in that.
Edit all this out to make myself feel smarter.
No, but that's the deal with Shohei Ohtani. it's a bad. The Angels are fucked. He's not resigning. I would unload him, get a bunch of shit back. There's other trades going around and thinking like, I know the Dodgers, or if you've been paying attention to the Dodgers, they've got a shitload of injuries to their starting staff. Dustin May's gone for the year again. He's probably never going to amount to shit. Dustin May, I hate to tell you guys, is the next Darren Dreifert. If you guys remember, very, very good prospect the Dodgers had, young kid coming up in the mid to late 90s, and he fucking had all the potential in the world, and injury bug just kept fucking with him, and he never amounted to shit. But when he pitched, it was like, holy shit, look at this guy. That's Dustin May. I honestly don't think Dustin May is going to really bounce back from this is basically a second Tommy John. He got the same injury you get before Tommy John after the surgery. In the forearm, that muscle, the flexor or something, flexor tendon. It's not good. I don't think he might be a middle reliever. I don't think he might amount. Walker Buehler's coming back, which will be good, but he's not coming back for a month. Kershaw's shoulder was barking. He missed a few starts. He's supposed to be back here in another week. But they basically have Gonsolin and Urias is having a really bad year. So it's like the Dodgers need starting pitching too. And I don't think they're going to go for Shohei right now. But that would definitely, you forget. I always forget, like, dude, Shohei is a great starting pitcher. You're getting an ERA pitcher that makes all 27 to 30 starts, throw at like a 3.0, 3.2, which is really fucking good. And he's got one of the sickest sliders in the league. And then he turns around. Oh, yeah, a guy hits fucking 45 to 50 home runs a year, too, as a designated hitter. Yeah, I keep forgetting that he's a pitcher, too. Like, you're going to get a double steal. You don't really need to. You're getting a great top of the line starter and one of the best hitters in the game.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that. Sorry, Shohei. Lucas Giolito is the one. He's from L.A. himself. He's looking like the Dodgers might pull the trigger with the White Sox. The White Sox got a plethora of great fucking pitchers and players, and they ain't doing shit. I think teams are just going to fucking cash in on the White Sox and other teams, dude. Like, give us all your prospects because we want all your starters. Dylan Cease, Lucas Giolito.
That's his
fucking,
first year in the major leagues.
a couple, Liam Hendricks, and he's still in the bullpen. Fucking another guy, Tim Anderson, the shortstop. There's a really good pitcher on the fucking Tigers, too, that people are talking about. I think it's crazy that the one trade they're talking about is the Cubs and Astros. The Astros they've lost Yordan Alvarez to injury, who's a big hitter and outfielder. Got a hole in left field, and they lost a couple starters. So I saw that they might go after Marcus Stroman, who's having an outstanding year. I wish he would go to the fucking Dodgers. I'd take him. Marcus Stroman and Cody Bellinger. That's why we brought this up. Bellinger, the one that called the Astros, and especially Carlos Correa, who's no longer on the Astros, out for cheating. They were wording back and forth between media outlets. He should shut the fuck up. And Cody was calling him out for being a fucking cheat. And he hates the Astros. Guess what, Cody? I hate to tell you, you might be headed to Houston. That's the fucking worst news I've ever heard. I still like Bellinger, and his poor ass. Looks like the Astros are trying to get him and fucking Stroman, because Bellinger's having a really good year, looking like comeback player of the year. And fucking, so they need a left fielder that can play ball and fucking hit the ball hard, and they get Stroman. I'll take fucking Bellinger and Stroman. I'll bring Cody back.
Deal, yeah.
So that's what's happening in the trades. That's like the biggest news. There's nothing really drastic, but the Shohei thing. If you guys think Shohei's going anywhere, I don't think so. I think Artie Moreno's a fucking idiot, and he's not going to pull the trigger, which he should do, but he won't. Anyway, enough trade talk. I'm actually looking every day at that because I'm a baseball fan, a Dodger fan, and I want to know what the possibilities are. Because the Dodgers, if you haven't been paying attention, really need a fucking bullpen help.
Yeah.
And there's teams that are loaded with fucking guys that are great, and the teams suck. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Fucking make a move. You know, they always wait till the last minute. But I don't know. Andrew Friedman's made some pretty big deals. I see the Mets. That's the other thing we forgot to talk about. You know, the Mets are imploding. Everyone picked them to fucking win this year. And I was like, bullshit. Did I say that in the beginning? We'll have to go back. I said those old fucking guys. It's the names. Again, it's the fucking names. That's why they're not winning. Verlander, Scherzer. Yeah, they had great years last year, but if you really think about it,
they're old.
They're fucking old, dude. I don't give a fuck. And neither one of them are having a great year. No. Scherzer's starting to turn it around a little. Verlander's dog shit. And fucking that's what you're relying on for the next 3 years? You fucking idiots. And they have that Kota Senge. Oh, the ghost forkballer from fucking Japan. He's pretty good, but he ain't doing that much. He's not fucking making a difference. The Mets are bullshit, and they are, dude. They're like the classic dog shit team that every year, oh, here come the Mets. They signed Francisco Lindor. They signed fucking Max Scherzer. They're gonna win it all. Justin Verlander. They literally thought that, and I was like, you guys are out of your fucking mind. And they're looking to unload those two. What fucking team is gonna take two mediocre as fuck aging dudes that are getting like $30 million each a year? Oh, yeah, we'll take your contract, dude. Your arm going to get sore for game 6 of the postseason, Max? Fucking pussy. Like I swear he was. I don't care. You can say Max is a gunner. When we had him on the Dodgers, he was the biggest. He was 11-1 or 7-0 in his starts. And then in the postseason, he was great. The one big game they fucking needed him for. Why they got him. Game 6 of the NLCS or whatever. He couldn't do it.
Yeah.
My arm's tired. Dead arm. Fucking idiot. I soured on Max after that. Anyway, good luck, Mets.
Good luck.
Have fun trying to fucking unload them. You're gonna be lucky to get like a fucking pack of chewing gum, dude. The new rules in baseball, Brian.
What are
this year? Okay, they've been implementing. Okay, so like the new rules they put in this year, like no more shift, which I'm all for.
Yeah, that sucks.
Shift is bush league. It's like offsides. We went over this too. I feel about it if you paid attention. I think it's bullshit. They say, oh, there's way more hits on offense this year because the shift's gone. Bullshit. Have you seen how bad the averages are this year? They said this year, league averages, like every player's batting average is like historically lower than it's ever been.
Wow.
Oh, there's going to be more offense. I don't know the numbers on home runs and all that bullshit, but I know that they said that. Dude, look around the league. All I know is what you guys, when I grew up, in the 80s, the 90s, hitting for average was a big thing, and it still is, and no one really gives a fuck anymore. It's all launch angle and power numbers. I love Max Muncy, but Max, dude, I know you have 24 home runs. You're hitting 190.
Yeah.
That's fucking embarrassing. That doesn't bother you. Like, you're not like, you know what? Maybe I better lay off and focus a little more on contact and getting on base. Like, you're doing fine, but you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of embarrassing. Like, dude, there were so many 300 hitters as a kid. Mattingly, Wade Boggs, Tony Gwynn, Kirby Puckett. Like, fucking, dude, you can go down the list of, like, all of them. Like, every team had at least 2 to 3 guys, it seemed like, that hit 290, 310, 320. Like, you know what I mean? Back in that era. And nowadays, you'll be lucky if the Dodgers have one fucking guy hitting like Freddie Freeman. He's an old school player, dude. I love Freddie Freeman. He fucking hits for average. He fucking on base percentage.
Playing
like
for the team.
He is a total team guy, dude. He doesn't miss games. He's healthy. He's fucking steals base. He's smart. Mm-hmm. Dude, that dude hitting 320, 350. Like, he actually gives a fuck about it. I think Mookie does, and he just gets into it. Like, Mookie's raising up. He was at 282. He's in the 270s, I think, now. But if he can get around 280, 290, that's pretty solid. I mean, their numbers are fine, but you know what I mean? Like, one guy. The Padres, I don't even think they have a 300 hitter. Like, you know? And this is Tony Gwynn's fucking alma mater, dude. Like, fuck it, you know?
You mean Juan Soto isn't breaking 300?
No, Juan Soto is the superstar, the fucking, the big fucking 500, the guy that turned down $500 million contract 2 years ago. Good luck getting that one, Juan. What do you fucking, I'm not saying, Juan Soto does not suck, but he's not even the caliber of the money they were talking about and how great he is. Like, he's hitting 265 with like 17 home runs. Isn't terrible. He'll probably hit 30 this year. And, you know, he might get close to 100 RBIs, but the batting average, again, dude, well, he walks a lot. I don't give a fuck. He's on a team that can't knock him in, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're on base percentage out of the roof. Yeah, who are the guys behind you? Manny Machado? Tatis is the only guy that could knock him in, and he bats in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, I would put Tatis third. He's by far the best hitter on the team. Bob Melvin's a fucking suck ass. Like, no, Juan Soto. Fuck that. Put Soto second and Tatis Jr. third. Usually you have your best hitter hitting third, second or third. I get that. Freddie Freeman's the Dodgers' best hitter. He hits second. You guys get it. The lack of care on the batting average, like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just launch home runs. Like, no, dude, that's fucking weak sauce.
I mean, when I was a kid, Ted Williams was like the best
that was
hitter.
No one cared about the home runs as much as like, oh, we all knew Babe Ruth. Everyone brought up exactly. It was
Everyone
Ted
brought up
Williams.
Ted-
Like that,
yeah.
he was the last guy to hit fucking 400. You know what I mean? Tony Gwynn came close, like he did, and
I mean, a
fucking,
lifetime career average of 344. That's pretty amazing.
that's insane. Like, you know,
A career average of 344.
dude, and like all those guys, like it's fuck. It kind of bums me out. I hate it. I wish guys focused a little more on that shit and like, you know, make them better. You see the ball, the more you concentrate on just fucking barreling it up and taking it the other way. And that's the other thing. And these guys, a lot of the players today cannot go opposite field. And that was the argument about eliminating the shift. Oh, they're major leaguers. Fucking make them go the other way. Make them go yeah, I mean, you could, but it's like this. That's what I'm saying is the game has changed. It's not the same. It's launch angles, home runs. It's not batting average, getting on base, knocking guys in. It's if we can get a walk or a fucking bad call or get a fucking gapper and then fucking we have 3 chances to hit it over the fence. That's how it is. And it's like, fuck, dude. The other thing, the pitch clocks. You know, at first we were talking about it earlier in our episodes. I thought it was kind of bullshit. You know, it's going to speed. It really hasn't. It hasn't sped the games up a whole lot.
It's just made it more a little.
I watched
like
a game
annoying.
the other night that was 9 innings. It was 3 hours and 10 minutes. I was like, oh, this is cool. I was like, this was like fucking, you know, back fucking a year or two ago. My whole life, when pitchers, if they needed to, could take a step off the mound, rub themselves down, think about a pitch.
Yeah.
Now it's like go, 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 go. But I don't think it's really affecting anybody. It did maybe at first. Max Scherzer still uses it to his advantage where he'll wait to the last second or he'll quick pitch or like, he's a fucking weirdo. Like his David Bowie eyes. You see him, you know, Max has 2 different colored eyes. Yeah. That's how hitters get confused. But anyway, so the pitch clock's not a big thing. I don't know what you guys think. You guys, I sometimes it bugs me. And then other times I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it only bothers me when I'm at the house in between pitches. I want to take a bong rip or something. I'm like, fuck, I only have like 10 seconds before the next pitch. You know, especially when I want to watch the pitching and it's like Kershaw and I want to see every pitch. Fuck, he's through a curve. You got to strike, foul ball off. He gets 5 extra seconds. Run out there, all packing the ball. Fucking, he's all Kershaw into the stretch. I'm like, running back in to look at it. You know, I'm pretty intense. You guys are like, who gives a fuck every pitch? I do.
I think we all know you're intense.
Yeah, right? I know. I don't hide it very well. I fucking spaz over here. This is the one that fucking pisses me off, the rule. This one to me is bullshit. I don't think teams are taking advantage of. They have this new engagement rule with pickoff moves for pitchers. And it's awful. Back, you know, a year ago, even through all of baseball, you could throw over to first base as many times you wanted. And believe it or not, it fucking helped. It lets the fast runners know, like, I'm keeping a fucking eye on you every pitch, dude. I know you're there. I know you're going to try and steal. So I'm going to try and nail you a couple times. And then I'm going to just keep throwing it over just to tire you out a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, that'd be like if in boxing, this is what exactly it is. Not being able to throw over to first base when there's a fast runner more than twice. Let me explain this. The new rule is before you could disengage the mound and throw over there as many times as you wanted. And people start booing, so they get bored, all that shit. Now, the rule this year is you can only go over to that base twice. That's it. If you go over a third time, you have to pick him off. You have to get him out on that third time for attempting to. And if you fail, he automatically gets second base.
That's so stupid.
How easy is it for fast runners? And that's why I'm saying, like, they're all going, Ronald Acuna Jr. this year is going to be the first 40-40 guy in a long time. Like, dude, he's always been able to steal bases, but it's like, it's easier than ever now for anybody to steal bases. You get 2 moves over there and you're back safe, which isn't hard to draw. If you get a little lead, you know how to fucking do it. Any of those fast runners know how to do that. Then you're pretty much free. You're like, well, he's already used his 2 fucking chances. I can get a little lead. And if he even tries, which most pitchers are smart enough to know, like, I'm not going to get him, so I'm not going over there. They can get a bigger secondary lead and a bigger lead, secondary lead. It's stolen bases are a piece of cake, dude. They should be easier for anybody now. More teams, it seems like, are starting to figure it out and are doing it. But to me, it's like, that's the dumbest fucking rule. That's like eliminating body blows in boxing. That's exactly why the pitchers go over there time and time again. You go over a couple hard times and he's got to dive back on his fucking hands and knees 2, 3 times, 4 times.
You wear him out.
And exactly. And then you start throwing over again, maybe 3 other times, letting him know, like, I'm on top of you. You're not going anywhere. Fuck you. Now they can't do that. And exactly, it's like body blows in boxing. boxing, it fucking tires them out. Having to get a lead, jump back. It's like doing body slams. If you play Pop Warner football, any level of football, running 100 yards every time the whistle blows, boom, slam down your belly, get up, go. You do that enough, you're going to get fucking tired. And that's exactly the pitcher's way of tiring those guys out. They can't do it anymore because it's wasting time. Rob Manfred doesn't want it. It's too much time. We're pushing fans away. Dumb fucking idiot.
Well, they're trying to change. They're trying to change the lack of action on the base paths. It's been a concern of MLB's in a recent attempts.
Lack of action. So exactly, they're encouraging more stolen bases. Yet I don't feel like teams are doing it. But at the same time,
they're trying to. Yeah,
you're not. I mean.
But still, it's like...
That's stupid. That's part of the fucking game. You're like, I mean, and it's a necessary part. You're trying...
Like Little League.
Dude, it's cat and mouse is a fun thing to watch. If you have any idea, trying to pick a runner off, it gets entertaining. And when a pitcher has a really deadly move, like Clayton Kershaw had a deadly move because he's left-handed, and he does that double kick. You've seen his windup. Yeah. So every time his leg does 2 kickouts. So the first drop doesn't count. The second one, if he's kicking towards first base, it almost looks identical to when he kicks out to go home, but his body is leaning towards the first base. Managers always freak out, balk, and the fucking umps go, no, he's leaning right at you. It's like his leg is deceiving you on that. Like he used to pick dudes' eye. He still does, but those ones are fun. When you get a good base runner, that base stealer that's like on it and they're going back and forth. He almost nails him a couple times. That's a fun part of the game. And then he takes off. Everyone's like, it's like watching a horse race. Everyone's like, go, go, go. And like, it's like a big thing. It's fucking exciting, dude. When you can't go over there anymore and the guy's halfway to second with his lead, he can fucking walk in there, dude. It's fucking stupid. Oh, Ronald Acuna is going to steal 60 bases here and hit 45 home runs. Like, first time in... It's like, well, yeah, dude. I mean, you took away the advantage to the pitchers. He should steal 100. Here, fuck all these new base stealers are pussies. When I grew up, I'm going to say 2 names to every single one of you major leaguers now and major league fans that go, what are you talking about? Base stealing's still great. Go look up Vince Coleman and fucking Ricky Henderson.
Vince Coleman.
Ricky Henderson, we all know about. Vince Coleman on the St. Louis Cardinals stole 104 bases.
He was rated 99 in RBI Baseball 94.
Yeah. No, but really, Vince Coleman, he stole like 100 bases a year almost, dude. Ricky Henderson was the only other guy I can think of that was consistently ganking bags like that. Like, do you know what kind of chaos that puts on an opposing pitcher and team?
Oh, dude.
It's a fucking guaranteed double. If he gets a walk or a base hit, it's a double or triple. You're not going to throw him out. Mm-hmm. Speed is crazy. What are you doing, RBI baseball? This one was great. I fucking love this one, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Oh, dude, I played this for hours, dude.
Yeah.
And it was great. Maybe that was Tim Raines and he fucking got thrown out at second and he had to go get his 8-ball, so he sprinted twice as fast to the dugout.
Oh, that was a trick on how to throw out Vince Coleman.
No.
Because he always steals. Yeah, okay.
So you have to bounce it 4 times? That makes sense. Totally logistic. That base stealing shit sucks. What's going on with Lenny? Is it time? Do we have anything?
I think we're going to go back in time. But
are we going back in time? All right, let's check in. Let's go to Lenny and the Mets. What do you say?
Lenny and the Mets.
Lenny and the Mets.
Last week, when we checked in with Lenny, if you guys remember, Lenny was digging through the dumpster behind Jersey Mike's to find his teeth that he accidentally wrapped up in his napkin and threw in the trash.
That was last week?
2 weeks ago. Fuck if I know. I don't have any time. I'm kind of like, I'm just floating along. I'm just existing. Anyway, last episode, we talked about Lenny digging through the trash to find his teeth. Well, there's a backstory to that. It's not just Lenny being like tweaker shit. There's a reason. And we found out after looking into it that Lenny spent 9 hours tearing that dumpster up to find those fucking teeth for a very good reason. Okay. So if that's me or you, it's like, I'd put in effort, but I'd be like, after about 2 hours, I think I would be like, okay, this is fucking not going to work out.
I think he had his friend, though, his wrestler
Big
friend.
John?
Big John.
Big John was helping him. But anyway, Lenny spent 9 hours, and then he spent a couple hours, or what did it say, an hour? One of those hours was cleaning up all the shit mess he made, tearing all the bags apart, looking for his fucking dentures, which seems fucking insane. However, upon further review, we found out that there's reason reason for this. When Lenny was really down and out, it was right after his Uber arrest. He threatened an Uber driver. He said he was going to kill him. There was cocaine involved and some other shit. And Lenny this was like, after all the shit he'd done, believe it or not, he was at a real low point, had nothing going on, and he went into a pawn shop to, I think he was looking for a job.
Yeah.
He wasn't even trying to pawn anything. I don't even think he had any left.
Yeah, he just needed some help.
So he went into the pawn shop. He started talking to the owner of the pawn shop. The guy remembered him. He was like a big baseball fan. He's like, oh, fuck, Lenny Dykstra, man. Like, could see that Lenny's condition. He was down and out. He was humbled. He needed help. You know, he's reaching out for help. So this pawn store owner in New Jersey,
Dan Reeses,
said, you know what? I don't even know you, and I've helped out people that I didn't like, and I like you, so I'll put you to work. So he gave Lenny a job to help him out, right? The dude got so stoked on, it wasn't Lenny's ability to sell shit. It was his interactions with the customers.
It was his bright personality.
It was his colorful personality. It was exactly the fucking whole reason we have this segment.
Exactly.
Called Lenny and the Mets, because Lenny is fucking great. But anyway, the dude said Lenny was so good with all his customers. Like, he was such a fucking character, and he was so good and funny, and people loved him. He was charming. This dude got this fucking harebrained scheme. He's like, I got a YouTube channel, and he wanted to start a YouTube channel with Lenny Dykstra.
So it's not there anymore, but
it's not there anymore, unfortunately. And the name of it was going to be called, what was it?
Pawning Nails.
Pawning Nails. Couldn't think of a better show.
It's a great name.
It's a fucking fantastic name. So Pawning Nails was this guy's YouTube pawn shop show he wanted to start with Lenny, because Lenny was such a fucking character and funny and busting balls. Everyone liked him. I could see it. I would have fucking tuned in for sure, dude. That would have been comedy.
But the one problem was he just didn't have any teeth.
That was it. So here's the problem, is Lenny had no teeth. And why did he have no teeth? This gets even better. Lenny lost his teeth and got them damaged. He said, and this is from the horse's mouth, that he lost all his teeth from the guards in LA County jail. Fucking smashed him in with a billy club, punched him, basically knocked out half of his teeth, damaged the other ones so bad he had to have them removed. So basically, yeah, he lost his teeth in prison, or basically in county jail, awaiting a prison sentence from the LA County Sheriff's Department, which makes sense. They're one of the most corrupt piece of shit fucking police organizations in the country. We all know that. Go read up on them. Google it. I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, it makes sense. Lenny got his fucking teeth smacked out with billy clubs by these guys, so he had no teeth. He's all fucked up. This guy said, we can't do the show without you having teeth, Lenny. So you know what I'm going to do? You find a oral surgeon, dentist that can fix your mouth, give you teeth implants, right? So he did, and he went to this guy, Dr. George, in South Dakota?
Sioux Falls,
South Dakota. Yeah. This guy is like a renowned oral surgeon. He's worked on the pro athletes' teeth and reconstructed mouths for other Major League Baseball players. I imagine from getting hit by balls, chewing on tobacco their whole life and wearing out their gum line and all this shit. Other doctors had told Lenny that like he didn't have enough bone in his face to like get implants to take the post to get drilled into his mouth. So he went to this guy. The guy said, no problem. However, this guy, this is where we're unclear, but the owner of the pawn shop paid and flew Lenny out there 4 different times, paid for everything. The doctors supposedly did the work for free, or anyway, it was about the whole grand total, Lenny's guessing, 10 different posts in top and bottom to put implant dentures in his mouth. $80,000. That's the value of those fucking teeth. 80 grand, almost 100 grand set of chompers. And that's why Lenny spent 9 fucking hours diving through that dumpster with Big John to find his mouth, which makes sense, right? You think, what the fuck, dude? Go to the dentist and get some other ones. It's going to be expensive, but yeah. 80 grand, 4 plane trips. Some dude did all this work for him. I get it now. Cheers, Lenny. Good job, buddy. You know what I mean? Seriously, that's talk about not giving up, dude. He knew they were in there. He's we're going to fucking find these. It's your appeal. It's your face. It's more than just your teeth. It's everything. It's your character. Like, you know, you can't just go around without fucking teeth and have anybody take you serious. That's one factor. The other factor was Lenny's thinking, man, that's like 100 G's in there, man. Fucking, I'm going to pull that out. I didn't wrap Oil Can Boyd around the foul pole in the 86 series for nothing.
Winning player
over here. I'm going to get my fucking teeth back. So that's the story with Lenny, dude. You guys believe that shit? Those things are worth almost almost $100,000 between airplane flights to South Dakota. For whatever reason, I guess there's no good oral surgeons in the state of New Jersey, but it was valued at close to $80,000, which is true.
Yeah,
I had some implants and they were like $25,000 for like not much, you know.
Yeah.
And
but now Jersey Mike's owes him subs for life.
well, that's the best part, right? What? Yeah. What's the article say? What did Lenny say? That's his classic. Lenny's great.
Hey, Jersey Mike, if you're out there, man, you owe me, bro.
You owe me, bro.
I should get free subs for life. I wonder if the owners are pissed that I said the bread was hard. I didn't mean it that way.
I didn't mean it that way.
That's
like people don't know Jersey Mike's.
I know.
Oh, I've never heard of this place. I was going to check it out, but Lenny Dykstra had a fucking rough go. But hey, don't we have a clip? Lenny tweeted when he actually was getting his teeth in South Dakota, right?
Yeah, this is
Listen to him.
after the
This is
surgery.
why I love Lenny. This is after surgery. I don't know if this is the drugs or just Lenny. I'm going to say it's just Lenny. Maybe he had a couple
Lenny.
shots. Listen to this.
Yeah, Lenny Dykstra nails back at you. Got a little bit excited there. Had to get some nod myself. But let's get back on point. From the Nails News Network, just open up shop. We obviously, hey, listen.
And drawn.
Listen, South Dakota, man. South Dakota. Okay, just won South Dakota. Trump. Those are my boys there. Big shout out to Dr. Lou George. Look at his teeth. He gave them teeth to me, okay? I mean, South Dakota, I mean, listen. Granted, you wake up, you're still in South Dakota, but it's nice. I mean, because, I mean, it's nice. And it's talk about it's Republican all the way, man. And you know what? No problems in South Dakota. Clean air, okay? Anyways, looks like the cream is rising to the top, as I said. But don't want to get ahead of the game. Remember, we've got 9 game here. Okay, we're in about the 6, okay? So here we go. But South Dakota, baseball. Big shout out Dr. Lou George. Look at those fucking fangs, man. Huh? Your nails.
Look at those fucking fangs.
Look at those fucking fangs. I love it.
Oh, Lenny's great. But yeah, dude, shout out to Dr. George. I love all the just the non sequiturs that Lenny drops into his sentences. It's all fucking everyone up Trump. All my boys are up here.
Yeah.
Republican, man. Fully Republican, man.
Clean air.
Clean air. Check it out. Check it out. Fucking sounds like you're doing a drug deal with them. Okay, take this bag, check it out. Put it in your pocket. You don't know me, all right? All right? Winning player. Just turn around, walk away, man. These are my boys. All right, check it out. It's like you're doing a drug deal behind Circle K with Lenny anytime he's telling you a story. That's the grease of the fucking story. That's the filling of the pie, if you had no idea. We didn't know. So what the fuck? Is he out of his fucking mind? And then I'm like, there is some method to his madness. Like, it's not all for nothing. You know? So anyway, that's our check-in with Lenny this week. We'll have to check in next time, see what else he's up to. If you just dig into the Lenny Dykstra bag, you're going to pull out some gold.
He's the gift that keeps on giving.
He is. He really is.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
All right, you guys, I think it's time for this episode's In the Dirt segment. And this time, we're going to be talking about a subject that I think a lot of our generation, I would say from what, Brian, maybe age 35 to 55 right now, maybe even up to age 60.
About that, yeah.
This was before porn was in your pocket. You know, this was before you had phones that contained 40,000 porno movies at your disposal. This was before fucking cell phones. This was in the
tangible media.
Yes, this was in the late 70s, early 80s, where you barely had Betamax or VHS cassette tapes. What you had to do, you got what you could. You would watch risque movies, right, Brian, when we were age? Like, risky movies when you're a teenager would show boobs, right? It wasn't violence or cussing. Cussing and jokes were always good, but it was more about cussing and sex, because that's what was very cool and still is cool when you become an adolescent, right? Like right when you hit puberty, you're anywhere from age like 11 to fucking 15 in that clusterfuck area time of your life.
When you throw away all your Transformers.
Yeah, you throw away your Transformers and you start checking out Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues and you're fucking staying up exceptionally late.
Lamborghini Countach's on the wall. With
yes, exactly. You're spending an unusual amount of time in your friend's dad's garage staring at the poster of Lonnie Anderson fucking holding her fucking in a bikini holding a fucking bush light. Lonnie Anderson or Morgan Fairchild holding like a bush light light beer in a bikini on like a fucking, in a snowsuit.
What's wrong with Lonnie Anderson?
As kids, who was the other one, dude? I remember my friend's dad was like a locksmith, big old fat dude, lived down on the beach. We'd be in his garage and we were about that age and sex was all new and cool. And he had a bikini picture on the wall of Daisy Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Classic.
Oh my God, dude. I used to get the biggest boner. I had the biggest fucking puberty boner, like 13-year-old rock hard boner that stuck straight up in the air. Like if you pissed in your face, dude. Like one of those like fucking puberty boners looking at that Daisy Duke shit. And then we'd watch the show and be like, there she is. And you'd just hope there would be a scene there. Hey, we're all going to the lake today, Pa. Uncle Jesse's going to take us fishing. You'd be like, she's going to be in a bikini. Like that's the fucking, you'd be waiting for those episodes. Wonder Woman, that was another cheap thrill.
Oh,
You'd
Linda Carter was great.
Linda Carter would be like, man, I would fucking, what I would do to her at 12 years old. Like, you know, I fucking, 12. Me being 12, you sickos, not her. Fucking, like when I was 12, looking at this grown woman going, oh, fuck. And then, but there was always movies, right? I remember like a little older generation was all about Porky's. They always talk about Porky's. They show titties in Porky's. Animal House, I remember. Do you remember an Animal House? That was one. Anyway, we're talking about movies that you would maybe saw from an older brother, a friend of yours older brother. Maybe you had older brothers and you got to see, you know, classic movies that time that showed boobs. Like, you know, we're going to name off some of these and get it on the movies that you jerked off to basically at that age. You fucked couch cushions to these movies when you hit puberty. If you grew up in that generation in the early 80s, the 90s even, you know, you're somewhere between age 35 and 55, you will totally know what I'm talking about. That's what In the Dirt's going to be about. Let's get into all the movies and the shows and the posters and the magazines in the early 80s before phones and widestream multimedia porn. Let's go to In the Dirt.
In the Dirt.
Oh man, that scene right there with pheobecates, right then we cut it because you know you can't find that on YouTube. I'm not going to show that. I would, but I love tits like any guy. But as a fucking 13-year-old, that scene right there, like a lot of them, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, when pheobecates, Judge Reinhold gets home from work and he sees them and he's like, hey, and they're all using the pool, his younger sister and her friends. He goes in there and he's like, opens the bathroom window and he fucking beats off to his sister's friend, which if you had sisters growing up roughly your age, you can appreciate that. It's a fucking easy one. That's great. That's what he's doing. That's why everyone loved it in America. Everyone relates to that fucking scene because we've all been there. Yeah, we've all done that shit when we had those summer days when you're 12 or 13 and shit's going down. You used to get off on the simplest shit at that period of life. I wish it was like that still. I wish I still got hard watching fucking girls in bikinis.
Pandora's box is open, my friend.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking... But that scene from Fast Times, Phoebe-Cates when she's, hi, Brad, you know how cute I thought you were, and breaks out her tits, and they're bouncing, and he's like in a fucking suit in his fantasy. He's like in a briefcase, and they start making out on the pool deck, and the Cars, that fucking song by the Cars.
Yep.
To this day, when I'm driving, I hear that song anywhere.
You always think about this.
That's the scene I think of. I think of Phoebe-Cates and her tits. I just think about sex in the golden days, like when you're just discovering it, right? The smell of lotion is everywhere, and you're fucking cooking oil. It's all new to you, dude. You're fucking got VCR tapes popping them in. But let's get into it. So Fast Times was great.
Yeah.
That was the cheapest thrill you could get, was watching Fast Times. You got to see Phoebe-Cates' tits. Jennifer Jason Leigh's boobs were shown twice in that movie. Mike Damone fucks her on the couch in the pool cabana. And the best scene, and we have another great song. Brian, cue this one up.
She's probably somebody's only light, gonna shine tonight.
There's the scene with Jennifer Jason Leigh in the pool cabana with Mike Damone, and then Ron Johnson in the dugout, the Pacific Stereo salesman. And he comes into the restaurant tour and he's like,
so you working hard or hardly working? How old are you?
19.
hey, are you really 19? She's like in the dugout about to make out. And she's like, yeah, I'm really 19. But yeah, there was that scene. So you saw Jennifer Jason Leigh's tits twice. You know, you see Mike Damone porking her, and it shows the fucking funny scene. You guys remember that? It just shows his pink Argyle socks, like the bottom of his legs and her legs, all shaking. He's like, oh, he's like, I think I came. I think I came, that fuck says. How do you think you came? You fucking know or you don't. I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. How do you not know? Oh, it was a very good orgasm. Really? What's it? It's a Woody Allen movie. Some fucking lady. She's like, my analyst says I've been having the wrong kind of orgasms. And he's all, wow, really? Wrong kind of orgasms. Jeez, even my worst ones are still, you know, right on the money. So there was that, right? How many of you jerked off to Fast Times? That was me and like all my friends, my brothers. Not that we checked in. Hey, did you beat off today to Fast Times? And it was like, yep. All right, great. We just all did because we all talked about it. The other movie, remember Risky Business? Because it had Rebecca De Mornay and it showed her tits in it. And everyone was like, dude, Tom Cruise fucks her on the couch or something. And like, I never got, that one seemed real risky as a kid, but I never really saw it. So it's kind of like, I just remember him sliding across the fucking hardwood floors in socks and like a dress shirt. And I was like, that's gay as fuck. I was like, okay, who cares, dude? Like fucking lame with the dun 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 dun. Just take them out. Like, that's so gay. Porky's was that another one?
Yep.
A lot of people brought up Porky's. I'm not too familiar with Porky's. I remember in Animal House. Do you remember the scene where like they get stuck? The girl's like riding her boyfriend at the fucking party and they like get stuck together and they can't come apart and they have to go to the hospital. I remember there's a doctor like behind her and he's got like, he looks like one of those fake doctors. He has like the fake nose with the mustache and glasses and a cigar hanging out of his mouth. He looks like Harpo Marx and he's like trying to pull the girl off the guy. He's like squeezing her tits. He's like, like cigar hanging out of his mouth. Like, they won't come apart. I remember like as a kid.
So funny.
Yeah, I remember as a kid thinking like, wow, people get stuck together fucking. Like, you know, like I didn't know. I was like, that really happens? Like, that's what you know, that anything sexual. And you could jerk off to 3 seconds of tits or like a scene. Colors, the gang movie. You're like, what do you mean? How did you jerk off to Colors? My friends, if they're watching this, are going to fucking lose it because they knew I would rent that movie in a period of my life. Like I would go to the warehouse Friday night and I'd get other movies, scary movies. And I'd always, let's get Colors because I actually liked the movie. But there was a bonus scene where if you guys remember the movie Colors, the gang movie about LA gangs in the fucking 80s, they do a bust, right? Where they're going to bust this guy they're trying to get Rocket, who's played by Don Cheadle, for a drive-by.
He's trying to bust a nut.
They're going to his house to where his girlfriend lives, who's played, her name in the movie is Sharon Robbins. That's what the name was. And I remember Sean Penn in the movies, like in the interrogation room, and he's asking these little gang members, all, come on, Lewis, you know that girl's name. Sexy little bitch. That's what Sean Penn says in the movie. He's talking about this girl. So Sharon Robbins. That's it. That's Rocket's lady. Rocket is Don Cheadle. That's where we're going to find him. So they go to break into her house, right? This classic scene. They have the LA SWAT team and all them. They're sitting outside this house in like fucking silver or in probably looks like Elysian Park or like Echo Park or Boyle Heights. You know, the Dodger Stadium area. It's up on the hillside, kind of in the ravine.
Great neighborhood.
Old fucking old craftsman style wood house. Anyway, they're all outside. There's roosters crowing and you can just hear some chick getting the shit fucked out of her. Like outside the house, just bed springs. You can hear this shit. And the whole SWAT team's out there with guns ready. Let's break in. All right. And they kick the door in and they break into the back to this one room and they break in there and they show the scene as they kick the door into the bedroom and it gets louder and louder. And it's the dude. There it is. Look at that titty right there in the fucking scene as a kid. It's maybe 3 seconds.
It's going to be really pixelated for YouTube, but you know.
Yeah, no, it's really good for YouTube, but it's the guy right there fucking the shit out of this chick, and it's like 3 seconds of black porn. And when you're a white kid from the suburbs and you see a hot black chick get fucked for the first time, you're 12 years old, that was fucking like platinum. You were just like, oh my God, dude, like this is the gold. Nobody knows this scene's in here, but that scene right there, I jerked off to that scene so many times as a kid because it was the only time I think I ever in my life was going to see black tits and from a hot, like, that's what you're into. You grew up, you're never around black chicks. You see in movies and you're like, God, they're really fucking hot. Unless you're a racist and you didn't like that shit.
1988, this came out.
Yeah,
Colors.
88, dude. That was when I was living it up. The Dodgers won the World Series with Kirk Gibson that year. I was like 12, beating off all the time.
This was great. All before Rodney King.
I was listening to NWA, so this makes sense. I was totally like, and she was supposed to be like a Crip chick, like a gang member, so it was even more sexier.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck, dude, she's a hot gang member chick, and it shows her getting fucked.
One of those bad
That was
bitches.
the coolest shit for fucking puberty. Like, you're just jerking off, and that's what you wanted to see. That scene, my friends will fucking die if they see this clip, because this is what. So I would rent colors for that scene alone.
And Blockbuster and rented it for that scene.
It was Warehouse before Blockbuster.
That's right.
Blockbuster was on the verge of breaking out in Ventura, but it was still the Warehouse. Tales from the Crypt. I would rent like Tales from the Crypt, like a scary movie or Creep Show or something like that, and then Colors. And Colors was like my porno. That was my 12-year-old porno because it had tits in it. Oh, that was the other one. But I love this movie too. Remember 16 Candles?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, the best scene when they're talking about Jake Ryan's girlfriend. He's talking about why you checking out Sam, who's played by Molly Ringwald. She's a little girl. Now you got Carolyn. Now she's a woman. And then it's all boom, and it smash cuts to the next scene, and it's Jake Ryan's girlfriend standing naked in the shower, and the other chicks are checking her out. So it's a full side shot of her naked with her tits. And again, when you're like 12, 13, think about it. I'm jerking off to Sears catalogs, lingerie sections. That's why you had Sports Illustrated catalogs, which you felt guilty about. Gee, why is this in your room? Like, oh, I was just looking at the new bikinis for summer. Like, no, dude, you know what you were doing. That's as good as it got. So when you got a movie clip and you're like, oh my God, this guy, dude, rewind that shit. We're renting this again. I don't even care about the fucking plot. There's a 4-second scene with bouncing tits. That was it. That was everything. This was before porn. My friend Byron, rest in peace, he had a porno called Taboo, and it had John Holmes in it, dude. That guy had a monster dong, dude. Like fucking, and it was funny. That was when they still tried to act, and they narrated it, and they actually had plots and shit, and and they had big old panty bushes and mom tits. It was fabulous, dude. Ron Jeremy was still skinny with an afro and a fucking... So when he was skinny, his dick looked even bigger. It says he got fatter and he just had this big slug he had to pinch the base of to keep it hard. Yeah, this was before that. But anyway, that was the era of sex. Like I said, posters on your friend's dad's garage wall of fucking Daisy Duke, Sears lingerie catalog, Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, USA Up All Night with Rhonda. She was a blonde bimbo with big boobs, and she wore like a fucking leather fucking bikini top, and she just narrated, and they would show like beach bikini bingo fucking, it was like a B-rated movie with a bunch of chicks running around with doofuses wearing bikinis in Florida and shit like that. That's what we jerked off to. Cinemax, right? If you were lucky to get, hey, we got Cinemax, late night Cinemax showed softcore porn. Me and my friend would stay up late and watch like Young Lady Chatterley. Dude, I swear that was one of the titles. What is this? And it was really corny, like artsy porn, but Ron Jeremy was in it. But like I said, they were still actors. They didn't just show up and drop their drawers and get it head. Like they had to oh, the gardener's here. And then he would be in the upstairs before the wedding fucking the bride. And it was always he's washing the windows the day before the wedding and he ends up fucking the mother-in-law. Like that was like the full plots of these things. But we didn't have those. Like I saw that once and it was like gold. Who's got the porno tape? We would pass it around, right? We would pass around fucking porn like it was drugs. Like I remember having a porno cassette tape and you had to like hide it in the upper tank of the toilet in like a plastic Ziploc bag like it was a kilo of Coke, right? You could not have that thing. It wouldn't, under the bed mattress was too obvious, Right, they were going to find that shit,
under the
right?
Bed, right, yeah.
Sorry, bad enough towels and socks were showing up crusty and shit and you're beating off in tube socks and you forget you're leaving Playboys out and fucking...
Is that why they were so long?
Where the fuck's my cooking oil? And say, why is it in Jake's room? That kind of shit. That was all, everyone went through that. This was the quintessential starter pack for jerking off as a teenager in the 80s. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. So that's what, I just want to know if any of you guys had any good memories. I hope this stirred some up and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go rent Porky's and beat off for nostalgia reasons, right? You're going to even get the smell
Let us know
of
in the comments below.
You're going to use fucking cooking oil or baby oil that you stole from your fucking mom's bathroom cabinet or something. You're going to go to the store and buy that. You're going to go rent Porky's tonight, and you're going to rub one out so you can get the essence and the smell. You're going to time travel back 1985, 86 when you're fucking just discovering your dick. And
you
you're
don't
going
need a DeLorean for that.
Yeah, you don't need a DeLorean for that. You need a bottle of like fucking Wesson fucking cooking oil, a VHS cassette, a VCR, some coconut oil. Sex was so cool then. It's still really awesome, but it's, you know, you realize like, oh man, it's a lot of work. It doesn't always work out how you thought.
Well, you got to get to that bonus hole somehow, you know?
Yeah, the bonus hole, right? Yeah, because at the time, you know, you're squeezing up pieces of bologna and eating them out and fucking licking banana and fucking jerking off with different things trying to get that feel, and you don't even know what it's like. So when you actually get to the real thing, it's kind of disappointing almost. I had to use a rubber and I didn't feel anything. And my dick was soft and she was like, we were both kind of nervous. It was like, dude, this ain't like the porns I used to watch.
Right.
Those guys would come in bareback and then just free balling, boning chicks for an hour, pounding them. And you're like, this is going to be cool. And it sucked. You're like, fuck, I don't know if I want to do this again. The guy can imagine the girl's experience. She's like, well, that fucking sucked, you know? And he came and got scared, you know? It's fucking, yeah, you know, teenage sex is bullshit.
He runs out of the room crying.
It's great once you break into it and then you're a little experienced. Then it's fun as hell. But anyway.
It's like driving a car, you know?
But anyway, back to the bonus hole thing. You guys hip to this? You guys been hearing this shit? You heard this, Brian? Okay, so there it is. Why bonus hole is going viral on Twitter and what the term means. What the term means, bonus hole, if you guys are unfamiliar, is it's an alternative term. It's for a trans pussy. That's what it is. Excuse the term. That's exactly what it is. It's a trans vagina. So basically not a traditional vagina that, you know, women are born with. They
modified.
It's when you have your dick cut off and they make lips and fallopian thing. Anyway.
It's like a hot rod from the 1960s. That you
right, dude. So when you have your dick cut off and they make a hole that other people can put their penis in, you're a trans person, and that's what happens. They refer to that as a bonus hole. Surgeons and doctors were being told by, I don't know who the fuck who, the PC world, is that it? I don't know. Hurt and feelings. You can't refer to a vagina as a vagina anymore because it's insensitive to trans people. So you have to refer to it as a bonus hole. Get the fuck out of here, dude. A bonus hole sounds so degrading.
It sounds
That
terrible.
sounds like glory hole. Like, oh, let me see your bonus hole. If I'm a woman, I'm like, fuck you. I have a vagina.
Well, the bonus hole was like, you know, in miniature golf, that was the thing where you put your ball away so you can leave and
the
get back
bonus
to club.
hole, yeah,
it was hole 19.
Yeah. Hole 19, the bonus hole. That's exactly what
That's
it is.
all I remember.
It's a hole that's really not supposed to be there, but it's accepted. You know, whatever. Have some fun with it. That's exactly what it is.
Front hole, yeah, that's the new.
I think the bullshit about it being overblown and physicians being told to say that. I think that's the extremist on the other side of it, trying to make a deal out of nothing. I think someone saw that it was called a bonus hole and they're like, what? It's not a fucking bonus hole. God damn these trans people, you know, getting all mad at them again for nothing. Yeah. It's like, I don't think they had anything to do with it. And I don't know any trans people personally, like that I'm that close with, that I'm going to be like, hey, tell me, by the way, what do you prefer, that, you know, the area where your cock got cut off and you have a hole that you let other dudes fuck you in now? What do you, that's what it is. Whatever. It's fun for them. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want. Like a mouth's a mouth, right? It's a fucking, it is though, dude. I think about guys that get real like sensitive about gay stuff and trans, but they don't mind fucking a girl on the ass.
I'm sure Lenny has done that.
Like, Lenny's probably fucked a girl in the ass and he's super anti-trans and gay. That's fucking gross. Listen, guys, an ass is an ass, whether it's covered in hair and pimples or it's smooth and shaven. A butthole is a butthole. It's not like a woman's butthole. Well, it's different. It does this and that. No, it isn't. Shit comes out of there.
Whoa.
Both men and women. That's all it's for.
Yeah.
Exiting fucking shit and sucking cock too. Your girlfriend, your mom, they've all had dicks in their mouth.
Jesus.
And you fucking kissed them both. So get over your fucking fear. If you're worried about any kind of gay shit, your girlfriend has sucked another guy's dick and you make out with her. So how's that? Put that in your mouth and suck it. That's what I'm saying. Like, right? Fucking you guys get all worked up. Okay, you're getting me off topic. I'm going down a glory hole. I'm going down. I'm sorry, I got lost. We went down a bonus hole right there. And fucking. But that's ridiculous. Regardless, we're not calling it a bonus hole. Like if I did say, "Hey, babe, let me plow your bonus hole tonight," I get slapped in the face, dude. Right? But trans people, that's what they prefer. I doubt that either. Ooh, baby, you like both? And like some dude's gonna be like, yeah, I don't mind. And she's like, why don't you come fuck my bonus hole? Like that's not like, come the fuck on. This is total media bullshit. This is TikTok, fucking Instagram, Facebook. Let's make a storm out of nothing. Like I don't think any physicians have been told to start calling it that because they're gonna offend trans people. And trans people, if you really get offended by, well, don't call it that. It's a bonus hole. You know, you can't call it a vagina. Sorry, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Tough shit. You don't get it. Yeah, I'd like to be a millionaire, but it's not going to happen. There's certain things in life you just can't have, and just live with it. You don't have a vagina, and don't get mad because you don't have one. Oh, you can't call it that. It offends me. Well, tough shit. You got a bonus hole. They got a vagina. It's that simple.
To be clear, to wrap this up, since apparently this has to be spelled out, no one is saying that the word bonus hole is mandatory for anyone to use, be they cis, trans, or non-binary. It's just a simple suggestion presented for trans men and non-binary people.
Exactly my point. This shit comes out, people post it and go, did you see this shit? I knew it was bullshit, but it was fun to rant on.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, it was great.
Was it?
I hope
I didn't offend anybody. I'm just kidding. Why would I offend anyone? Fuck you. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, fuck off.
I'm drinking Carl's Jr. coffee. You know why?
Well, you're
winning player.
Winning player? Yeah, I'm going to drink Starbucks coffee.
Yeah, I will say, yo, you're doing Starbucks? Mm-hmm. Okay, Mr. Amazon Prime. I love that one too. Everyone that's all organic, they shop and they're all anti-establishment and they all shop at fucking a place owned by fucking Jeff Bezos now. You want to get organic food? Grow your fucking own. How's that? If you can afford to shop at Whole Foods, that tells me you have enough money to plant a garden.
Yeah.
Well, I live in a great apartment. We have no... We'll go to a community garden.
Everyone's going to get so tired of technology. I think we're going to there's going to be a severe hardcore subsect of the population that are just going to be farmers.
I would do that, but that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Farming's a lot of work.
Well, maybe
these people that sit and just get food and they don't realize, like, dude, think about yard work times 1 billion.
Yeah.
You don't like doing yard work? Be a farmer. You're going to fucking hate it. Being a farmer, like the Mexican guys that come here and they end up picking they're farmers technically, but not a good farmer. Their fucking shit sucks. 12-hour days of breaking your back and getting shit on and not getting good pay. That's like a farmer, dude. Real. Like the guys that own the land, that's not a farmer. Yeah. Sit at home and I got Jose running the operation. And I grossly underpay him every year and he's happy to be here. Like that's what they do, these fucking guys.
Now they're escaping Florida.
Oh, dude, do you see that shit? You guys see what's happening in Florida? We'll get it real fast. Ron DeSantis is the biggest fucking dipshit. You can say whatever. A lot of people that I know that normally would hate that guy liked him because he was anti-vax. Like they're like, Florida's got their shit together. Yeah. How's Florida doing now? They also had the highest number of deaths from that shit too. And besides, fuck all that. Here's what I'm talking about. You know how he's gone to war, his woke war. This is a war he created on his own. No one's saying shit. He's just like, I'm not going to teach about slavery. That's a lie. I'm not going to teach about this. I'm not going to teach about that. We're not going to accept gay people. We're not going down the woke road. Fuck all you people. And then he started a fight with Disney. And that's a bad fucking move. You're going to lose when you go up against a powerhouse like Disney. And the fact that it's Florida. Is this fucking dipshit not aware that 50% of the tourism that comes to Florida, which is how they make their money, 1,000%. Florida ain't producing shit. They produce fucking some produce for like the East Coast, and that's it. But it's not enough to like float them. It's not sustainable the amount they do. Like it's tourism. Florida is strictly tourism. Disney World is the #1 tourist attraction in North America.
It has to be. It's so huge.
It is, and that's in Florida. You know how much money that state makes from Disney every year? And now he's battling Disney. He's choosing to go out. Do you see what Disney did? First off, I saw a thing where Disney had donated like $24 million a year to the Republican Party just because they're in the state, and they're like, yeah, we got to fucking here. We don't mind. I'm sure a lot of those CEOs are probably Republican too. Anyway, they did that. They went from $24 million in donations to the Republican Party in Florida last year to $1 million this year. So they pulled $23 million worth of campaign funding for him. And here's the kicker. They made it now. So he wanted to take away their Reedley Creek special, like self-governing privileges for that community that was awarded to them in the 60s or whatever, because he wants to govern it and make it a Florida state thing. Now, since he did that, Florida is nothing but private communities that are self-governed. Retirement communities, old folks, things, all this shit, golf course communities. There's over 300 of them in the state of Florida. Now they're all going to have to abide by Disney's rules and let the state take them over, because Disney's, if you're going to do it to us, then you're going to do it to every other private entity here in the state. It's only fair. So now every other place, who are all Republican, by the way, and don't like this bullshit, who have been supporting DeSantis, he just fucked them, because now the state has to take over those, because Disney's all, well, if that's happening to us, you got to do it to every other one.
Yeah.
Knowing that all those places are going to vote against it. You know what I mean? But he's just saying, well, fuck your votes. That's what we're doing now. So he didn't think that one through. And Disney was going to put a $1 billion fucking campus, like educational thing that was going to supply like 200 jobs, all worth over 120 grand a year salary. And $1 billion investment in this big college school, 4,000 jobs for all these people, and they just pulled out of that. So Florida's not getting that shit. $1 billion project is now not going to Florida because of this tweaker. And then fucking this God tweaker, you guys snort so much of the Bible, he's fucking stupid. And fucking and all this, and then on top of that, he's the one that installed this whole immigration bullshit lately. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Where like if you come from another state and you have a working visa, but you're not an actual citizen, it's gone from misdemeanor to felony, and you can get jail time, fined, deported. So do you think any of those people on working visas that are totally legit are going to Florida? They all left, dude. And it's they said they went from 100 farmers to 9.
Wow.
That basically supply mainly corn and citrus for like all the eastern seaboard. And they're down to like, they have no one to pick the fucking fruit. And here's the better part. They have all these new developments in Florida, home developments and all this shit. They're building all these giant new like houses and this and that. People have already bought them, waiting to move in, and they're just sitting there half done. There's stacks of drywall, lumber that are just getting moldy and rotty, sitting out in the rain. The whole workforce left. They were all, dude, who do you think works these jobs, you fucking idiots?
Yeah.
I've worked construction my whole life. Huge jobs from LA to Oxnard, everywhere in between. It is 80% Mexicans or South Americans from across the border that hardly speak English, are definitely illegal. But guess what? They're the reason this shit is all built. They're the reason that you have this house. They're the reason you have food on your table. It's not a cliche bullshit argument. They all fucking split. Go look it up, dude. Florida's getting drilled right now. And it's raising everyone's taxes, because how are you going to pay for all this shit? Who's going to take it over? And who's going to pay? Like, this guy has done a number on Florida. And then I heard all the his constituents are like, dude, we're not fucking voting for this guy. He's trying to become president, and he's just disregarding the problems in Florida, and then he's changing everything. He's making it real bad for business. And as you well know, Republicans are all about business and profit and commerce. It's all about profits and money. They don't give a fuck about the environment, affordable housing, any of that shit. He's handicapping the businesses, taxes. The state is getting fucking rolled, I've been reading. And it's not us just seeing shit. Oh, Florida's fine. Bullshit. They all left for Texas, fucking Indiana, places they can go and like, well, I'll go here and do construction and fucking work on fucking farms or whatever, because I'm not going to get arrested here. I'm not going to get ran out here. Like, I can live and work and become a citizen. Florida's like, it's funny. People will all the Republicans will try and tell you that California is commie California, it's communist, all this shit. Florida is probably the most communist fucking state in our entire nation. You can't teach certain shit. They're burning books. You can't say gay. You can't fucking do this. You can't do anything there. You can't be an immigrant. You can't have a legal working visa.
Well, that's what happens when your head's so far up your ass.
It is. When you're such a fucking nincompoop and you're so stuck on your own bullshit, this is what happens, dude. It happens to every extremist. You're going to fucking lose. Alex Jones, look what happened to him. Yeah, you're fucked now. You've lost everything. Good. Fuck you. And fuck it, as far as I'm concerned, that guy's just exploiting other people's tragedy to make huge profits. That whole fucking fake shooter shit where his followers, his fucking followers were harassing the parents of these kids that died, telling them they're liars and they're going to shoot them for lying and trying to, and one guy fucking moved 3 times, committed suicide afterward. And it's like, you're going to sit here and tell me that wasn't Alex Jones doing?
Yeah.
Oh, for free will. Please shut the fuck up, dude. That guy's no better. That guy's worse than Nancy Grace by a long shot. Nancy Grace is a cunt too. She's all she does is exploit people's tragedies for profit too.
Well, what about?
Look at this horrible thing that I fucking hate Alex Jones. I fucking hate Nancy Grace. I fucking hate Tucker Carlson.
Isn't that how Oprah got her start?
Oprah's a cunt too. She is. Fuck her, dude. She gets under the radar. She's a piece of shit. How can you say that? I hate everybody. Let's be it simple. We're going off today.
All right.
Let's wrap this shit up. You guys have fun? Baseball.
I had fun. Woo.
Fuck you, Brian. You don't count. You're wearing a Dodger hat and you told me Will Smith can't hit fucking for shit today.
We cut that out.
Oh, you did?
That out. Yes,
Brian made a mistake, you guys. He meant to say Austin Barnes.
Error.
He did. He meant to say Austin Barnes, who's like fucking 9 for like 100 this year. Austin, I know you're a good. I'm
going to replace the
you
footage.
Fucking suck. I could hit better.
Me saying Will Smith with Austin Barnes.
Yeah.
See, that's going to be replaced.
Austin, he said Will Smith can't hit for shit. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, is that who I'm thinking of? I'm like, no, fucking that's Austin Barnes, the backup catcher. And then Brian's wearing a Dodger hat. I'm like, he's a phony.
Barnes.
This guy's a joke. Fucking, but anyway. All right, guys. Thanks for bullshitting with us. I have nothing good to say about Florida if you were waiting for that. Most podcasters will do a pro and a con. Here's the good, here's the bad. I don't give a fuck. That's the only state that has billboards reminding their citizens not to fuck their kids. And that's true. Google it. Look it up. Fuck you. You think I'm lying? Brian, that's what we're ending with today.
Okay.
Show that fucking billboard. We'll see you next time as we come back here. If you're annoyed with me, I don't give a fuck. Tune out. We're going to hey, tell your friends to start subscribing. We're going to start giving away baseball tickets. I'm not lying. Brian, we're doing this.
Okay.
Dodger tickets, unless you're subscribed. If you live in Texas, I highly doubt anyone's watching us in Texas. If you live there, and you're a Houston Astros fan or a Rangers fan, we can get tickets for anywhere, but they'll probably be mediocre. We're going to do a giveaway, but we're going to do that fucking game show. What did I say earlier in this podcast? We got to figure out a way to do it where it's a country star or a fucking relief pitcher.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because I did that with a few people and they have no fucking idea. Andrew Chafin, what do you say? Looks like fucking Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers, yeah.
Eastbound and down. Take us out with that. Catch Comedy Slice monthly in Ventura at Pizza Chief. That's my fucking show. It's a good one. 2.5, 3 years. You like that advertisement?
That was great.
Anyway, other local podcasts. Check out Brian's other podcast, The Local Show.
The Total BS.
Total BS.
Total BS Live.
And our good friends Craig and Big J over there have the Get Heavy podcast. That's a great one. Those guys are super cool and entertaining. Yep. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. A couple old punk rockers from the area. They talk about everything. I've been on it a couple times. It's really good. So check out the Get Heavy podcast. Have a great weekend. It's a weekend here. I don't know when this will come out. Have a good weekend.